We're going to see severe weather over the next few days throughout the Central Plains and possibly even into Florida and even Wisconsin. Here's everything that you need to know. Hey everyone, my name is Austin Ayers, and today we're going to be looking ahead here by about 3 or 4 days and taking a peek as to what you may expect for severe weather. Now, a lot of people are getting concerned because hurricane season is upon us. Now, the Penn State, you know, everyone knows Penn State. They released a statement from the meteorology department that they're expecting over 30 hurricanes this year just for this hurricane season alone. And, you know, we're typically used to seeing 14, even maybe 16, 17 hurricanes. They're doubling that. They're thinking over 30, possibly even up to 33 hurricanes this year. The National Hurricane Center even released an alternative list of names that they can dig into if they were to go through all of the preset 2024 names. Now, don't get me wrong, they do that every year, but it's being more publicized now because the oceans are warming up, you know, global warming. The oceans are warming up. Those temperatures are really warm. We just had another Saharan dust storm come across from Africa, which really fuels the atmosphere for these hurricanes to get started up. And we do have a little bit of a fish storm that could possibly come out near Puerto Rico here within the next 1 or 2 weeks. Fish storm meaning that it's going to stay out into the Atlantic Ocean and not be too much of a bother. Now, what you need to know is over the next 3 or 4 days, we are going to definitely see some severe weather in the plains, possibly in Florida and Wisconsin. So let's jump straight into that. Okay, so starting off with today, which is May 18th, you know, we're going to see North Florida and Southeast Georgia and possibly even portions of North Wisconsin see a wind-driven slight risk threat. So what that means is that while there is a chance for a possible tornado, we're going to see some high winds. Now, it's not going to be nothing like how Houston was with over 100, 120 mile per hour straight line winds, busting all the windows. No, it's not going to be as intense as that. But, you know, if you have anything that's loose outside, you could have a couple strong downdrafts come down and really sweep all those loose items away. So make sure you bring your garbage cans back. Make sure anything that's outside is either tied down or brought in, just so that way you're not polluting and having stuff blow away, maybe into the neighbor's yard. You don't want to piss them off. Now, tomorrow, we do have a larger tornado threat. Now, this is going to be over Nebraska and Kansas, and including portions of Oklahoma and even eastern Florida, believe it or not. Now, as we're tracking this here, we're going to see CAPE values, which is convective allowing potential energy, over 4,300 joules per kilogram on some models. That is a lot of CAPE, and that is what actually fuels the thunderstorms, the tornadoes, and that's going to be brought up from the Gulf. Now, it really centers over, that CAPE value really centers over North Texas into Oklahoma a good bit. But we're really expecting that northern edge, that CAPE, is going to fuel the southern edge of these storms that's going to fire off here in southwestern Kansas. And they're going to really start to move across Kansas, which will bring that tornado threat up for sure. And that is one thing. However, we do have some hatch tail as well. This is an all hazards risk. So you could see possibly 1, maybe even 2 inches of hail localized. I'm expecting, you know, no more than really 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, but there could be that chance that we do see a risk for gorilla hail in some of those clusters if they were to get really combined. Now, Monday, it's a bit more wider spread. We're talking Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa. You know, strong to severe storms due to an upper shortwave trough is going to come across. We're going to see that those thunderstorms do intensify. There is going to most likely be some sort of tornado risk on Monday. So there'll probably be a lot of storm chasers out there that you guys can watch on YouTube, Radar Omega, SevereStudios.com, Highways and Hailstones, some great apps and some great websites to go and watch some live storm chasers. But there's one issue with that, and that is the dew point. So we're not expecting the dew points to get above 64, 65 degrees. It's still high enough to where there could be that tornado and that severe risk threat. but it's not like we're pushing low 70s. You know, dew point is one of the major ingredients, as we call it, for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes to get produced. It also really affects how big hail can get. And we're just not seeing that high of dew points as of right now. However, things could possibly change. We could wake up on Sunday and see that some of the models have shifted this to where Monday may become more of a severe risk day. And that is one thing that we will be sure to watch for. And then Tuesday, so a little bit of a longer term model here, but Tuesday, we're looking at Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, and they've already issued that enhanced risk out. Now, what we do know is that there is that negatively tilted trough that's going to be ejecting through the Central Plains, and that is going to allow for a lot more oomph to get storms fired off. You know, we also got CAPE values that are in Oklahoma that are really hovering around that Oklahoma-Kansas border. That's over 4,500 joules per kilogram, could even get up to 5,000 in some areas, and that's going to carry up into that area there, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri. It's just really going to fuel those storms, so that way as they're pushing across to the east, they're riding with pretty much all those ingredients. I definitely expect Tuesday to have some tornado watches be issued. Just, you know, it's safer to do that. Say, hey, we are tracking this. There could be that risk for tornadoes. Just, you know, keep an eye on the sky. Make sure you guys have a weather radio that has batteries in it. You know, I get a lot of people say, well, I have a weather radio, and then whenever the power goes out, their radio shuts off. They're like, oh, this thing's junk. No, you just never replace your batteries. Make sure you guys have a safety plan in effect. You know, flooding for one. Do you live in a flood zone? Do you know egress ways out? How to get out of that flood zone if you need to? Tornadoes. Do you have a basement? Do you have a tornado shelter? If you don't, who has one that you can go to? And things along those lines. But guys, be sure to tap that follow button, hit the subscribe button as well. Leave a comment down below what you think, and yeah, we'll see how the next few days play out. Again, Austin Ayers here. Thank you.